millions of dollars being generated and potentially down the road even billions of dollars. What kind of royalties is that chicken spinning off? Do you know what I mean? Like if you really grasp that one, that's I don't think that I think that was the problem is I don't know if people really understood that is that like I bought a data center, right? Straight up, I got one. And I was excited about them when I heard about them back in maybe October when they first made the announcement that they were contemplating get into it. He'd been studying it for a while, and I knew that this was something where we were going to go, and that thing's going to be doing it. Plus, I'm loading up on the data centers. I mean, I'm not just going to stop with one based on what I've seen already. And I know, Terry, before I forget, I was telling Terry this afternoon when we first talked that I had a friend, a guy that's been following me on Facebook and my YouTube channel for quite some time, like a few years, and he does some affiliate marketing on the side, but he called me after he saw or he messaged me after I'd put a video on my Facebook page about me explaining about these data centers and why I thought they were really good. And this dude runs massive data centers up in Michigan for one of the largest utility companies up there. And I'm like, you're kidding. And he's like, you have no idea how big this is. I go, I probably not. I go, I think it's big. I've been hearing it. I've been watching videos, but explain it to me. And he was telling me, and I called him after we got off the phone, Terry. I actually called him a little bit ago because I had to confirm that he was going to be on a three-way with me. That he was telling me, he says, the demand for data to go on these, or the demand for data storage is growing so quickly and is so massive that even companies like Amazon and Meta slash Facebook and Google are outsourcing to local places. He called it a colo, COLO, and I asked him what that meant. Cooperative, like location, which means that if you have units in like that facility that you may own, but some of these other companies can rent from you. A lot of them are now, because they can't build centers fast enough, are jumping on board together. And that was, to me, that was really, really intriguing, because I told him, I said, my only concern the entire time of looking at these things was, is there enough data to fill these units? And he laughed and said, he said basically, as people find out that you guys have these, it's like a no brainer. He said, in fact, companies that were building their own data centers now can't keep up with it, because at first, like Google owned a property, had their delivery area, or let's say Amazon had their delivery or facility. And then next door to that, they were building their data center to house the information and obviously own it. But the data is quantifying in speed and grows so fast that they now have to outsource because they can't keep up with it. The demand is too big. And to me, that's a clue at its highest level of where it's going. Terry, do you care if I play a video, if I can get it to play real quick, that I put
Yeah, Mike, I
together?
love the video. But I also just wanted to add, just on that thing, the conversation you had with that guy, where he said there's even a possibility that the big guys may not be able to build out their own infrastructure fast enough that he could foresee. It's just a personal opinion, but the guy is deeply involved with Data World, that the big guys might start renting space from our friggin' server racks. Like, can you, like, that idea? Boom! Like, we'll see. But anyway, roll that video, Pop.
Yeah, let me, I just gonna double check, see if I can get it.
Hottest asset class is very high-end data centers. They cost anywhere from 2.5 to 3.5 billion each. They're very expensive. They require low power. You need permits, but most of the major institutions in the world need more data centers, and that's why developers like me are doing this.
In all of commercial real estate, all of it, is this the place to be? Data centers?
This is absolutely the place to be. When you think about the trends that are unfolding within artificial intelligence and the impact that's going to have on demand for data centers, the growth is going to be more robust than anything we have seen over the past 2 decades.
So how much, quantify that for me. How much growth are we going to see? If we're at X now, we're going to be at X times by when?
Over the next 5 years, I think you're going to begin to see what I will call a transformational moment for data center demand. This is ultimately going to require billions and billions of dollars of new capital investment into the space that will transform the market and really grow the cash flows of these companies in a way that we haven't seen before.
So, and this is being driven by AI.
Amazon Web Services says it plans to invest $7.8 billion into Central Ohio. According to an announcement from Governor Mike DeWine, the company wants to expand data centers through 2029. A possible location could be New Albany. In January, the company paid nearly $117 million for parcels on Beach Road Northwest near the Intel site.
I do wonder, though, with so much capital chasing it, whether the returns are still going to be there.
Yes, very much so. Why? It's the same reason you see the movement of the stock price of NVIDIA and anything AI related. The voracious appetite for this new technology or the advancing of the technology is ginormous. So the capital first goes through a funnel. First it goes to those companies, first it goes to creating those chips, et cetera, et cetera. Then comes the need, real estate-wise, for the data centers and the storage. So that's really only begun.
Is making a huge investment in Northern Virginia by expanding data centers.
Yeah, Nick Manock breaks down what the company has planned for this year and the hurdles that could lie ahead.
Google has called Virginia home for more than 15 years now.
And now Google is investing $1 billion in data center expansion this year. And Google announced $75 million for AI workforce development initiatives to help over 1 million Americans learn essential AI skills. Google has 2 data centers in Loudoun County.
Today, I'm really proud to announce that we're investing an additional $1 billion in Virginia to expand those campuses and to add a 3rd data center in Prince William County.
New this morning, tech company Polaris Technologies is investing $100 million into Muskogee to create the city's first data center. This is expected to bring jobs and economic growth to the area. And crews, they've been hard at work in Port Muskogee's John T. Griffin Industrial Park, getting that data center up and running. The facility will be used for Bitcoin mining.
In the digital revolution sweeping India, real estate has found a viable business to diversify into, that of data centers. Now, a data center essentially is a dedicated space used to house computer systems like servers, processors, and components such as telecommunications for massive data storage. In simple terms, data center is a warehouse of data in thousands of terabytes. And data, as we all know, is the new gold of the digital age.
There you go, right there. Terry, I think we're in the right place for this, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, you know, like when I hear that the big guys are putting in 30 billion a year each into this stuff, like I think only a fool doesn't do it. It's just me. Whatever. You guys don't have to do it if you don't want to, whatever. But